Hey everyone, welcome back if you watched day one. If not, I recommend you go watch day one. If you're just joining us, in this series, I'm trying to make $1 by vibe coding an app. I am an experienced developer, but not in mobile development. So what I'm trying to show is that you can make an app and make money by vibe coding it, and I'm documenting my process while I try and do the same. So at the moment, I'm just using ChatGPT and VS Code. So for day two, as you guys can see, I actually spent some time making a simple list of what I want to accomplish today. So the video will be a bit more structured. I'm going to start by currently showing what the app is able to do after day one. So if I pull up the app, I have it running on a simulator over here. So what the app can do currently is I can click on add birthday, and let's say the person's name is Mike, and let's just say their birthday's today. If I click save, you see it takes me back and shows that there's a birthday today. And if I add somebody's name like, I don't know, Kevin, and let's say their birthday is tomorrow, and I save it, and seems like we got a little error there. Let's try that again. Let's say we have somebody named Nick, and let's make their birthday on the 7th this time and click save. Okay, so for some reason that one showed up and the other one didn't when we put it for tomorrow. We can figure out why that's happening. But another issue I noticed and I want to try and work on today is let's say we add a birthday but it's more than 7 days out. So one thing is that we don't have any way to then see that birthday. Another thing is we have no way to see all of the birthdays we have in our app. So again, if we go back here, you can see a list of things I want to work on today and show you guys. So one of the first things I forgot on day one is to commit my changes. So what this means is basically I want to save what I've currently done and the current progress I have. So the way to do that is by using something called Git. So it's something called version control. You can look into it if you want. So what we're going to do is, if you've never used it, we can ask ChatGPT to help us out. Okay, so I'm going to pull up ChatGPT, and the cool thing I found out with ChatGPT is actually you can, let me redo this real quick. So you can ask it to work with the tab you have open. So I'm going to click on that. So let's install this. Let's trust it. All right. So let's relaunch it one more time. So this is my first time trying this. So let's see how it goes. And you can see now it has context of what we're looking at. So when I ask it a question, it can help us out. So while you guys were, while I was away, after I finished the first video yesterday, I was kind of going back and forth chatting with ChatGPT about a couple of different things. So that's what I have in the chat right now. So what I'm going to do now is that, let me close this. I don't need this index.jsx. Let me try that one more time. Work with code tab. I have another Visual Studio Code open. Let me close that so it doesn't get confused between the two I have open. So again, I'm just figuring this out as I go. Okay, so here we go. So again, let's talk about committing. Okay, so let's ask ChatGPT. Hey, I forgot to commit my changes. Can you walk me through how to commit my changes and write a short commit message? Okay, so it's gonna tell me what I need to do to basically commit my changes to Git. All right. So we can follow all these, right? So let's start. We could do this right in the terminal, or we could pull up another terminal if it's easier for us. So I got this terminal over here, so we could do it here so we don't move the ChatGPT window. So let's do this first. Let's do get status. Okay, so show us a bunch of things here. And we just copy this. So this will add all our code changes. We could have been more selective, but I want to update everything we've changed. And we can copy this and we could change the message. I'm not crazy about this message, so I'm just going to say let's say initial UI and local storage. Okay, so I think that's a good enough message. We don't have a remote yet, so I haven't published this on my GitHub account, so we can skip this step for now. Okay, so now all our work is safely committed and we can move on to the next part. So we can check this off. One other thing is, every time I was doing some changes, it kept asking me about, or kept telling me that I don't have permissions to do X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. So I kind of looked into that yesterday and it seems like I need to run this command. So I'm gonna do that real quick here and in this terminal in VS Code. So I'm gonna copy this. So that way if I have to install more dependencies a bit later, oops, that didn't come out as what I wanted. Let me try that one more time. So let me just copy only what we need. Okay, that's fine. We can just go take it out ourselves. Help if I type my password incorrectly. All right, there we go. Okay, so we got those things out of the way real quick. So the next thing I want to do is, as we said, we don't have any way to view all the birthdays in our app, right? So what I'm gonna do is ask ChatGPT to help us implement this. So let's copy this. Let's go to ChatGPT. I wonder how I can add more. No, I guess I can't add all of them from what I see. Okay, so I guess this is how we have to do it. I'm just going to go to the home screen. Maybe it'll be better contacts. I don't know what this is going to do, but let's try this. I'm going to say, I want to add a new feature to my app. I want, and I'm going to paste what I had here. Okay, and let's see what it says. Okay, this is cool. I've never seen this before, so it's looking at code. I don't know if it's looking at all my files or not, but this is pretty cool. Let's see. Okay. Let's see, let's click apply and see what happens here. Okay, so I added this. Okay, so let's run it and see what happens on our app, right? So let's pull up our app. Gotta restart this. Let's open it on my simulator. Let's force it to refresh. Okay, click view all birthdays, but it didn't do anything. Okay. I got an error. The button doesn't seem to go anywhere. Let's see what ChatGPT does. Okay. Okay, let's try it out and see what that does for us. If not, we can undo. I'm a little worried about it, but let's see what happens. Yeah, that didn't work. Yeah, that's kind of worse. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna undo this and we're gonna undo this, and I'm just gonna save. And it doesn't seem like this works exactly as we want it to. And I can't figure out a way to, so let's just remove them. Okay. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna copy this and just, so we tried it, didn't work well, so we'll go back to how we were doing it before. So that's the thing with vibe coding. We don't know what's gonna happen, but we could just try and hope it works works right the first way. So okay. All right, let's start copying some of this stuff and see what happens. So we need to create a file called allbirthdays_screen.js. So let's do that. I'm going to paste the code here, and we're going to save this. Whoa. So let's update our app.js file with what we have here now. I'm going to save this. Okay. And what else do we need? I skipped this part. And last but not least, so we need to go to homescreen.js and make sure we have this button. Okay, so let's open homescreen.js. If I can find it. There it is. And we need this button. I guess we could put it after this one. Didn't really state where you wanted to put it. Okay, let's see if this does anything. Oh, sweet, look at that. We have a bunch of birthdays now. So now we can see all of our birthdays. So that's pretty cool. I like it, but I want to see if I can create like a navigation bar at the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna say, okay, that works, but let me see. Before I do that, Okay, so I'm gonna check mark this off because this is working. So next thing I want is a nav bar on the bottom. Okay, that works, but what I want to do now is create a nav bar on the bottom of the screen and have 2 tabs for now. The first is home and the second one will be all birthdays. Will be all, which shows all birthdays screen. All right, let's see if we can do it for us. Okay, so that took a little while for ChatGPT to generate all this code, and I was having some issues, so I paused the video. What I'm going to do is to keep this video on track. I don't want it to be too long. I'm going to pause and implement all these suggestions it has. So I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, so I made the changes. Let me make sure I have the most recent changes installed. Okay, so now I have home. And if I click all, it shows me all. Click back to home, we're back. Look at that, it works. And we can still do the view all birthdays. Well, I guess that doesn't work right anymore. So I'm just gonna actually remove this button since, all right, there we go. We have home and we have all, so that works. So we can mark that off our list. So we now have a nav bar on the bottom. All right, so the next thing we need to do is be able to edit / delete. So we need to, maybe we can add a swipe gesture to edit or remove birthdays. I think we should break this up into 2 separate tasks. Let's start with delete and we'll come back to edit. So I'm gonna copy this. And this one will be delete, or this one will be edit, sorry. So we want to be able to just edit our birthdays in case we make a mistake. But for now, let's work with delete. So I'm going to tell ChatGPT, okay, that worked. I had to remove the all birthdays. Or I'm just gonna say I removed the all birthdays button on the home screen. Okay. What I want to do next is to be able to delete a birthday from the all birthdays screen by swiping left on it. Okay, so again, ChatGPT generated a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna go through it and show you the finished product. Okay, so this seems to be working now. Now if I go to my app and I go to all, you can see, for instance, if I want to delete Ashley, I can swipe like this, click delete, tells me sure, yes, then it shows all my text again. If I go home and go back to all, then it shows them, but it seems like it's out of order now, so we gotta figure out what happened here. So I'll kind of go through and fix that up. I'm gonna actually wrap up this video here because it's kind of acting up. So I'm gonna go in and fix this, and then we'll basically continue on these things for tomorrow. Okay, so last but not least, what I'm going to do actually for today is let's commit to Git again and not forget. So let's go to ChatGPT and tell it, changes can I made. Can you generate a short commit message of what we did since the last commit? And it still didn't do everything, but so let's just tell it this is actually all the changes we made. Whoops. You walk through how to commit and write a short commit message. So let's see. Okay, so let's do that real quick again. So let's say get status, get add. I'm just gonna add all of them here. All right. And like I said, maybe I'll do this in the background and publish this to my GitHub, but for now we can stop here. So yeah, thanks for watching. And I'll plan something for day 3. Probably move on to these items. So we add a edit, somehow be able to edit the birthdays. And then also we're gonna work on making the app look nicer, and I'm gonna try and brainstorm what else we can do. So thanks for watching. If you like this content, make sure to subscribe, leave me any comments of what you think, and I'll make sure to reply to everyone. Thanks.